forward for you.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
From the Hart Media Group newsroom and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this expanded morning newscast. Good morning and thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. If you're headed to this Thursday's Clinton Chamber of Commerce Business Expo, find the Hart Media Group booth and meet its new ownership and personalities. Owner Matt Hart and CEO Bobby Dean will be at this Thursday's Business Expo and are inviting the community to stop by and see all the ways we are connecting people.
Yeah, so our vision, again, it all comes back to that tagline, connecting people, right? So, but it's 2025, and we're constantly asking ourselves, where are people? How do people connect? And we want to make sure that we're there to connect with them. Where are people getting their news? How do we cover that news and get that to them? We're doing that on our AM and FM radio waves, but we're also doing it with our website. We're doing it with DeWitt Daily News. We're doing it with our social presence on our social media platforms. So, and we know there are more changes to that coming that as well. So we're ready to navigate that. But video, we knew would be a big piece of that. And so, and that's why folks have probably seen a lot more video content coming out of WHOW and DeWitt Daily News. And that's why we also added things like IL Sports Wire. We know how important local sports are to communities, especially communities like Clinton and Monticello and Central Illinois. And so that's why we created a whole new product, really kind of wrote the rule book on IL Sports Wire. And but it's been very, very well received. We're completely blown away. We actually just looked yesterday. We're getting, believe it or not, 2 million views a month from this new platform that's 10 weeks old. So people want to tell those stories. They want to share those stories, and we will continue to provide platforms for those people to connect. At the end of the day, we're going to cover your local news. We're going to be dedicated to agriculture. Ag is such a huge part of our industry. So we're obviously, if you're tuning in the radio, you know that. You're going to see that in our news, but then you're also going to see that local sports coverage as well as the local news coverage as well. We'll connect with people wherever they are.
Learn about all the company's media, including WHOW and IL Sports Wire at the Business Expo, which will be the company's revived focus on digital content. IL Sports Wire founder Jack Hart says the pillar of it all is keeping everything local.
Obviously, video is very important, right? And it's this, it's this what we call the second screen, right? It's the phone, because now we don't watch television one screen at a time. We're constantly watching two screens. You're watching, you might be watching the University of Illinois football game on Saturday on your big screen, but you've got your phone there. And when a commercial comes on, or a timeout comes on, or just your phone buzzes, you're watching that second screen. And we want to make sure that we're positioned to be on the second screen, whether it's social media, whether it's DeWittDailyNews.com or other platforms, or platforms that we don't know yet. We want to be there. And just like you mentioned, TikTok, TikTok is the fastest growing platform out there. We have to make sure we're out there to connect with people where they are. Because as long as we can keep telling those stories, whether it's on the radio, whether it's on video, whether it's on DeWittDailyNews.com, or whether it's on our social platforms, we will always be committed to telling those local stories.
We want to make sure that it is local. And a lot of people said Illinois sports. No, it's local. And going to our towns, every team person on my team is a local person from that town that goes in there to those games. Lyman's from Monticello. Kylie's from Shelbyville. Lene, who works, she's from Taylorville. Central A&M, we have a girl from Central A&M there. We want to have the most local. Try to bring in these local guys and local people, because it's important. They know, as you said, they know the community, they know the courts, they know the fans, they know the students. And that's what we like. We want to keep it as local as we can.
Meet Matt, Bobby, and members of the Hart Media Group team at the Clinton Chamber of Commerce Business Expo this Thursday at Clinton Junior High School from 4 to 6:30 p.m. Tune in to WHOW during the expo to get live updates from the event, as well as check out WHOW on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for more digital content. The Clinton Community Education Foundation is well known for its constant support of the Clinton School District. but it doesn't come for free. Chris Schaefer with the CCEF explains that one of their most well-known programs, the Teacher Grant Program, is paid for through fundraisers like the upcoming Derby Day fundraiser on May 2nd at the Clinton Eagle. Also at the Clinton Eagle will be the CCEF Trivia Night on June 6th.
The teacher grants typically come from fundraisers, money that we actually raise. And every fall, in about November, December timeframe, we have what we consider our annual campaign. It's just a mailing campaign. And that's our biggest fundraiser. This year, we raised just under $10,000. But then otherwise, we typically have 1 to 2 other fundraisers throughout the year. And I guess I can talk about that right now.
Yeah, let's segue
on
there.
May 2nd, the Eagles are being so gracious. They are hosting a fundraiser for us during the Kentucky Derby. And part of the proceeds will come to CCEF. And our board will be helping and promoting the event. It's going to be family friendly. It'll be open to the public, and we hope everybody will come and join us. Don't have all of the specific times in front of me right now, but if you we'll be promoting it on our Facebook page, and the Eagles will be promoting it as well.
Learn more about the Derby Day fundraiser on May 2nd by finding the CCEF on Facebook. Get news anytime from your computer or your mobile device at DeWitt County's #1 source for news, sports, police blotter, obituaries, and more, DeWittDailyNews.com.
Here's Hart Media Group owner Matt Hart talking about being in front of our audience on multiple platforms.
This what we call the second screen, right? It's the phone, because now we don't watch television one screen at a time. We're constantly watching 2 screens. You might be watching the University of Illinois football game on Saturday on your big screen, but you've got your phone there. And when a commercial comes on or a timeout comes on, you're watching that second screen. And we want to make sure that we're positioned to be on the second screen, whether it's social media, we want to be there.
Hart purchased the Miller Media Group in Clinton in August of 2025.
Hey, it's Shane from Highway 51 Exchange, your mower and equipment service pros just south of Clinton. Click our banner ad on DeWittDailyNews.com or give us a call to schedule your free pickup and delivery today. Highway 51 Exchange.
Longview Community Bank is now open in Clinton, investing in rural Illinois. I'm Vice President Nate Sams. Stop by for a visit or to find out how we provide real local banking. Click our banner ad at the top of the local news page on DeWittDailyNews.com.
Our local hospitals are the heartbeat of our communities, delivering critical care every hour of every day for everyone, training the next generation of caregivers. Beyond the walls, their benefit to the community is everywhere, driving the local economy and supporting local organizations, initiatives, and neighbors. Illinois Hospitals, healing communities. Learn more at team-iha.org. Sponsored by the Illinois Health and Hospital Association, aired in cooperation with the Illinois Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey everyone, Paul Scarron here, CEO of Warner Hospital. Spring in Central Illinois is beautiful, unless allergies are slowing you down. If you're dealing with sneezing, congestion, itchy eyes, or sinus pressure, our experienced providers at Warner Hospital and Health Services in Clinton are here to help. We offer fast, personalized treatment to get you breathing easier and feeling better. Don't let allergies take over your spring. Call or visit us today. Warner Hospital and Health Services, quality care right here, right now.
From the Hart Media Group Sports Desk, IL Sportswire, and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this local sports report. Garrett Quick gunned down the would-be tying base runner at second in the bottom of the 7th inning, helping Monticello preserve a 7-5 win over Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond in non-conference high school baseball action on Tuesday in Monticello. The stolen base attempt ended a threat for the Knights, who trailed the entire game. Koyi Williams homered and doubled among his 4 hits while driving in 3 runs for the Sages. Hayden Romano and Cole Bassick drove in runs with doubles for Monticello, and Dawson Gatros drove in a run and picked up the save in relief. Monticello goes to 4-0 overall and will travel to Oakwood on Thursday. Cassidy Stoffel and Madison Highland combined on a 1-hit 10-0 shutout of Tuscola on Tuesday in non-conference high school softball action in Monticello. Isabella Beery scored Sadie Walsh on a sac fly in the bottom of the 6th inning to end the game on the run rule. Walsh tripled twice and drove in a run among her 3 hits. Stoffel was 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Beery drove in 3 runs and was 2 for 3 with a double. Allie Widener was 2 for 3 with a double and a run driven in for the Lady Sages. Highland also drove in 2. Stoffel struck out 4 in 5 one-hit innings. Highland had a strikeout in a 1-2-3 inning in relief. Monticello is 4-2 overall. They will host Meridian on Wednesday. Hear Wednesday's action on 95.9 FM WEZC and online at DeWittDailyNews.com. Normal West erupted for 9 runs in the first inning, rolling to an easy 16-3 win over Shades Valley, Alabama in non-conference high school baseball action on Tuesday in Alabama. The Wildcats picked up their 3rd win of its annual spring break trip to the Gulf Shores. Jack Stedinger had 4 RBIs to lead Normal West. Ty Backman was 3 for 3 with a double, 2 triples, and 2 RBIs. Sam McCauley doubled and drove in 2. 3 Wildcat pitchers combined to strike out 9 and allow just 1 hit. Normal West finishes up the action in Alabama tonight at 7 p.m. opposite Bayside Academy. Jacksonville used a 6-run 4th inning to break open a 3-3 game and took down Lincoln 10-3 in the Central State 8 Conference high school baseball action on Tuesday in Lincoln. Back-to-back 2-run singles for the Crimsons put them up 8-3. Austin Lucas was 2 for 3 with an RBI for the Rail Splitters, while Gage Rutledge hit a triple in the loss. Lincoln drops to 3-1 overall. They will host Dunlap on Thursday. The Fighting Illini fell to Missouri 5-1 on Tuesday night at Carshield Field in O'Fallon, Missouri. The Illinois bullpen held the Tigers to just 1 run over the final 7 innings, but a 4-run first from Missouri proved too much to overcome for the Orange and Blue. Sam Mommer secured 3 scoreless and hitless innings of work in relief, while Liam McKillop and Richie Lacian also both posted zeros for the Illini out of the bullpen. The Illinois State baseball program dropped its midweek contest to Iowa 11-0 Tuesday evening at Duffy Bass Field. The defeat snaps the Redbirds' winning streak of 9 games, which previously set the longest stretch of victories in the Steve Hulme era and program best since 2013. With the loss, Illinois State falls to 17-8 in 2026. Iowa took advantage early in the contest, scoring on a Redbird wild pitch to gain a 1-0 lead in the first inning. Despite the early deficit, redshirt sophomore Carson Cormier provided a spark out of the bullpen, tossing back-to-back 1-2-3 innings to keep Illinois State within a run early in the contest. In the 4th inning, the Hawkeyes grew their lead as an infield single scored a run to move their advantage to 2-0. A frame later, Iowa added a run to grow its lead to 3-0 on an RBI single. Following a scoreless 6th inning, the Hawkeyes added a pair of runs with a 2-run home run in the top of the 7th to grow their lead to 5-0. With a 4-run 8th and an additional pair of runs added in the 9th, Iowa extended its advantage to 11-0 and limited the Redbird offense to secure the victory. Anton Frondell had an assist in his NHL debut. Nick Lardist and Frank Nazar each had a goal and an assist, and the Chicago Blackhawks defeated the New York Islanders 4-3 on Tuesday night. Ilya Mikheyev and Tyler Bertuzzi also had goals for the Blackhawks, who scored 4 straight goals and snapped a 2-game skid. Arvid Soderblom made 44 saves. Anders Lee, Simon Holstrom, and Callum Ritchie scored for the Islanders, who lost for the 3rd time in 4 games and fell out of the playoff position. New York entered in the 2nd wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference, but Ottawa leapfrogged the Islanders with a victory. The teams are tied at 85 points, but the Senators have played 1 fewer game. David Ritchie allowed 3 goals on 12 shots for New York before being replaced at the start of the 2nd period by Ilya Sorokin, who made 11 saves. Lee opened the scoring in the first minute of play, deflecting Matthew Schaefer's shot past Soderblom, but the Blackhawks responded with 4 goals, including 3 in the first period. Nazar and Bertuzzi failed to convert on a 2-on-none breakaway, but Nazar quickly grabbed the loose puck and found a darting Lardist to even the score at 1. Frondell, the third overall selection in the 2025 NHL draft, set up Mikheyev at 18 minutes and 6 seconds of the first period to give Chicago a 2-1 lead. Bertuzzi deposited a rebound in the final minute of the opening period to extend the Blackhawks lead to 3-1. Holstrom and Ritchie each scored to give the third to trim the Islanders' deficit to 1 goal, but New York was unable to tie it despite getting 23 shots in the final period. Islanders defenseman Tony DeAngelo left with an upper body injury in the second period and did not return. Ryan Pulock did not play for New York for the second straight game. The Blackhawks visit the Philadelphia Flyers on Thursday, while the Islanders host the Dallas Stars on Thursday. Jimmy Snuggerud and Otto Stenberg scored. Joel Hofer made 21 saves, and the St. Louis Blues beat the Washington Capitals 3-0 on Tuesday night. Jordan Kyrou scored his team-leading 17th goal into an empty net with 41 seconds remaining to seal the win for Hofer, who earned his 6th shutout of the season and hit the 8th of his career. St. Louis, which has won 2 in a row, has gone 9-2-2 since returning from the Olympic break. Logan Thompson made 24 saves for Washington, which had not lost in regulation in its previous 5 games. Stenberg scored his second goal of the season with 5 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the third period when he buried a feed from Dalibor Dvorsky at point-blank range to put St. Louis ahead 2-0. Capitals center Pierre-Luc Dubois received a match penalty for attempting to injure Blue center Robert Thomas at 8 minutes and 25 seconds into the third period. Dubois tackled Thomas to the ice in the Capitals zone after Thomas had interfered with him. Thomas appeared to hit his head on the ice after he was tackled and skated off slowly with minimal assistance. He did not return to the game. Snuggerud scored his 16th goal of the season 2 minutes and 39 seconds into the second period to give St. Louis a 1-0 lead. The Capitals are at Utah on Thursday night, while the Blues host San Jose on Thursday night. Pete Crow-Armstrong has agreed to a $115 million 6-year contract with the Chicago Cubs, according to a person familiar with the deal, establishing the All-Star center fielder as one of the franchise's core players. The contract starts in 2027. There are escalators that could increase the value to as much as $133 million, and it would also include an assignment bonus if Crow-Armstrong is traded. It's the biggest contract ever, with no club options for a player with 5 years of financial control left at the time of signing. Crow-Armstrong, who turns 24 on Wednesday, is coming off a breakout performance. He hit .247 with 31 homers, 95 RBIs, and 35 steals last season, helping the Cubs earn an NL wild card for the team's first playoff appearance since 2020. Crow-Armstrong also covers a ton of ground in the outfield for one of baseball's best defensive teams. The Southern California native won his first Gold Glove last year. Crow-Armstrong was selected by the New York Mets in the first round of the 2020 amateur draft. He was traded to the Cubs in the Javier Baez deal in July of 2021. Crow-Armstrong's preparation for this season, including playing for Team USA during the World Baseball Classic, he is hitting 100, or 2 for 20, in 8 spring training games with the Cubs. In scores from around the NBA last night, the Charlotte Hornets beat the Sacramento Kings 134-90. While the New York Islanders beat the New Orleans Pelicans 121-116. The Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Orlando Magic 136-131, while the Denver Nuggets took down the Phoenix Suns 125-123. In NHL action from last night, the Montreal Canadiens beat the Carolina Hurricanes 5-2. While the Columbus Blue Jackets beat the Philadelphia Flyers 3-2. The Colorado Avalanche routed the Pittsburgh Penguins 6-2, while the Ottawa Senators beat the Detroit Red Wings 3-2. The Florida Panthers beat the Seattle Kraken 5-4 in a shootout victory, while the Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Boston Bruins 4-2. The Tampa Bay Lightning took down the Minnesota Wild 6-3, while the Winnipeg Jets beat the Las Vegas Golden Knights 4-1. The New Jersey Devils beat the Dallas Stars 6-4, while the Nashville Predators took down the San Jose Sharks 6-3. The Calgary Flames beat the LA Kings 3-2 in a shootout victory, while the Edmonton Oilers beat the Utah Mammoth 5-2, and the Anaheim Ducks beat the Vancouver Canucks 5-3. Get highlights of your local high school program by finding IL SportsWire on your preferred social media platforms, and get local sports anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
WEZC, your easy choice, 95.9 FM, is the voice of the Monticello Sages.